numericals based upon the concentration of solutions. Now moving further, today we will see some simple definitions of the terms which are involved in solutions. The first term is about solubility. What do you mean by the term solubility? Solubility is nothing but it is a property. It is a kind of property which refers to a substance. Property of what? Property of a substance which can get solubilized in a given solvent. For example, if I take a beaker and into it if I take water and I will add sugar. Here sugar is solute and water is solid. So how are we getting the solution of sugar? When some amount of sugar is get dissolved into water. Here that amount, that property of a sugar which can get solubilized into particular amount of solvent, that property itself is called as what? Solubility. Solubility of a substance is its property to get solubilized in a given solvent at particular temperature. Given temperature, what is the amount of substance which can get solubilized in a given solvent? That property itself is called as solubility. I am defining the thing again. Solubility of a substance is its capacity or ability to get dissolved in given solvent at particular temperature. That is called as what? Solubility. Now, this solubility of a given solute in a particular solvent we can study under two headings. One is solubility of solid in liquid. How can we solubilize? How can we dissolve solid into liquid? Here, one content is very clear. You people already know that polar solvent solubilize or dissolve polar solute only. Similarly, non-polar solvents will solubilize non-polar solute only. And based upon the properties, we have different examples. That time least bothered here. Just I want to tell one sentence. Non-polar solute get dissolved in non-polar solvent. Similarly, polar solute get dissolved in polar solvent. Here, what is happening to the solubility of a solid when it is dissolved in liquid? Here, solute is solid, solvent is liquid. Two headings again we can study here. One, I will get three again definitions here. One is dissolution. First one is dissolution. Second one is crystallization. And third one is suspension. Three definitions I am getting: dissolution, crystallization, suspension. What are the differences between all the three? See, all the three are interrelated with different properties. How? I will take again a simple example. Same story. Take a beaker filled with water, add into it some sort of sugar. That is, sugar we are adding and water we are just mixing the things. Okay. The ending will be solution. Here, that process of mixing, solute into solvent to get a solution is called as dissolution. Dissolving. What is dissolving? Sugar. In water. So the process of dissolving solute into solvent to form a solution is termed as dissolution. Next, during this process, sometimes what happens is few solute particles collide together. One particle of solute, one more particle of solute, they will collide together. That collision will lead to no doubt repulsion. Both will come with full force. They will collide each other and they will move apart. That process will be leading to a settlement. That settlement in the form of small crystals. Crystals of water. Crystals of solute itself. How it is formed? Sometimes what happens when the level is extra. The level of water. Solute is more than its solubility, or amount of solute are taken more than its solubility. That time what happens? The particles of solute particles, they will collide with each other, forming a crystal. That process itself is called as what? Crystallization. Okay. Last thing is suspension. What is suspension? When the quantity of solute is more than the solvent, that will be leading to a formation of precipitate, I can call. I need to tell that there the solute particle will not dissolve. Such a solutions are called as what? Suspensions. So see here, if I take again a beaker and if I take 1 spoon of sugar, 1 spoon of sugar, it can dissolve maximum of 2 spoons of water. 1 spoon will hardly get, it will be requiring 2 spoons to get dissolved. If I am adding 1 spoon of sugar into 2 spoons of water, that solution will be the resultant of dissolution. If I am increasing the solute particle, that is the concentration of sugar from 1 spoon to 1.5 spoon, that is crystallization. If I am forcing, if I am again, what I am doing, the concentration of water, 2 spoon if it is constant, but again I am increasing the concentration of sugar, 1 to 2 spoons. What first I have taken 1 spoon, 2 spoon of water, dissolution. 1.5 spoon of sugar, 2 spoons of water, crystallization. 2 spoons of water, 2 spoons of sugar, that is nothing but our suspension. I mean, in this suspension, we are taking the concentration of solvent in higher amount and compared to the concentration of solute. This was about the solubility of solid in liquid. Now, what is happening? What is happening to the solubility of solute in liquid with variation of temperature? That is effect of temperature on solubility. Effect of temperature on solubility of solid in liquid. See, there are two kinds of reactions which you know already in first use you learned. One is of endothermic. One is endothermic, the other one is exothermic. You know, in case of endothermic reactions are the reactions which occurs when some amount of heat is absorbed by the system. Similarly, exothermic reactions are the reactions where some amount of heat is evolved by the system. Here, absorption of heat, here, evolution or liberation of heat is occurring. Now, what is happening to the solubility when I am changing the temperature upon endothermic reaction and upon exothermic reaction? Heading itself, there will no chances of getting confusion here. Endo refers to absorption. It requires heat. I mean to tell, endothermic reactions will be conducting, or it will be more favorable when I am supplying more amount of short, again I am telling. In case of endo, increase in temperature increases the solubility. In case of exo, increase in temperature decreases the solubility. Now, what is the effect of pressure? What is the effect of pressure on solubility of solid in liquid? Important 1 mark maximum will be asking. What happens to the solubility of solid in liquid when the pressure of a system is increased? See here, there is no effect. There is no effect of pressure upon the solubility of solid in liquid, because solid is purely independent of pressure. It will be depending more upon the temperature. Hence, there is no any effect of pressure upon the solubility of solid in liquid. Again, 1 mark maximum he has asked. What is the effect of pressure on solubility of solid in liquid? First, go to the question twice, thrice, whether it is asking for solid in liquid or liquid in gas in liquid. So, if the question is for solid in liquid, the answer should be no effect. There is no effect of pressure upon the solubility of solid in liquid. Moving further, what is this was about the solubility of solid in liquid. Now, moving further, what is happening to the solubility of a gas in liquid? What happens when I am dissolving gas into liquid? Second thing is solubility of gas in liquid. Okay. What is the example for solubility of gas in liquid? the Henry's law. What is the statement? I can define in two ways. The solubility of a gas in liquid is directly proportional to the partial pressure of a gas present upon the liquid. One way. Second way, the partial pressure of a gas is directly proportional to the mole fraction of a gas during solubility of a gas in liquid. This was about the Henry's law. Again, it is important for 2 mark. Now, what are the applications of Henry's law? Sometimes for 1 or 2 marks he has asked, right? Any one application of Henry's law. If good luck is going good, only for 2 marks you can write into applications. If not, 1 mark at least. Okay. So, what are the applications of Henry's law? Good example I can take. As I given the example, that is what cool drinks. More pressure, all in that industries, all what are what they are doing? They are solubilizing carbon dioxide gas into the liquid, this sugar solution at higher pressure. More amount of pressure is applied, more amount of CO2 gas is dissolved in the solution. One, that is at higher pressures, carbon dioxide gas will be more dissolving into the cool drinks. That is one of the application of Henry's law. Second, you can see that the sea divers, whenever the sea deep into the sea, the pressure of nitrogen and oxygen is more. Deep into the sea, the pressure of nitrogen and oxygen, both of them are gases only. They are having high pressure. So whenever a person enters into the sea, deep into sea, more and more amount of N2 and O2 will enter into him. Okay, why? Because there the pressure is maximum, deep. Okay, by that what is happening, as more and more amount of N2 and O2 are getting added into the tissues, when it comes up, all it will be going out. That more and more amount of N2 and O2 is called as what? Bend. It is a special type of disease called as bend. High concentration of N2 and O2 present in the tissues, and that is happening when the person is going deep into the sea. This was deep. But one more case, you can see that high altitudes, mountain climbers, what they will do, they will carrying oxygen cylinder. Why? Because at higher altitudes, the concentration of O2 is less. Sorry. At higher altitudes, the concentration of O2 is less. So, what they will do, they will carry a cylinder there. So, we want more amount of O2 to respire, right? So, what is happening there? There, once the person climbs up, the concentration of O2 will be decreasing in the tissues. That will be leading to one thing. This is called as what? Anoxia. One is bent, other is anoxia. Both of them are applications of Henry's law. Bent, it is more amount of N2 and O2 present in the tissues, and anoxia is less amount of O2 present in our blood. This is nothing but our applications of Henry's law. P is equal to Kh into X is Henry's equation. That P refers to partial pressure of the gas, Kh refers to Henry's constant, and X refers to the mole fraction. Now, what is this? Was about solubility of a gas in liquid. Now, what is happening to the effect of, this was about effect of pressure. Now, what is effect of temperature when a gas is dissolved in liquid? What is happening to the solubility of a gas in liquid when I am varying the temperature? We know that temperature and pressure, both of them are inversely proportional to each other. So I can tell that increase in temperature decreases the solubility of gas in liquid. Similarly, decrease in pressure increases the solubility of gas in liquid. This was about solubility of both solid in liquid as well as the upcoming classes.